So it's been about 10 days ago, I got the call to say they're ready to take me in for knee number 2, which is the right knee. You can see here that's the left knee that's been done before, and the right knee here, which has got the graphic on there for where they're going to position the total knee replacement. So I'm going in for surgery in about 10 days time, and that's going to be my second knee replacement. And whether I'm looking forward to it or not, I'm not sure. I'm fairly mobile at the moment, even with the right knee being a bit dodgy, but you can see that the two there's two very big spurs growing from the tibia, the bottom bone, into the compartment of the knee. That's what's causing the pain on the right knee, so we'll get rid of that, get that cut out and replaced with the new knee. So let's see how we go with all of this.
Derek, here we are. What's happening?
Well, I had the call about a week and a half, 10 days ago, to say second knee is ready to be done, and today we're in the hospital. We have this knee marked, that one's already been done, and we're about 3 hours away from surgery. The lady next door, in the cubicle next door, has just gone in, so she's before me and having the same operation, so hopefully they don't get too tired or overworked doing her knee and they're fine for when I go in. And come 5 o'clock or 5:30 this evening, I will be all good with a new knee, and hopefully with a bit of pain relief as well. So let's see how we go.
How long will you be in hospital for, do you think?
Hopefully it could be overnight. Last time it was 5 days, 4 nights, I think, 5 days. Only due to that splitting, but we're not expecting any damage like that on this knee. So it could be overnight, but probably maybe 2 days. So we're looking about 6 hours since the getting out of the recovery, well, actually ending up in recovery from the operation. The operation was about 3:15. Woke up in recovery at about 5:20, so a good 2 hours in surgery, and it's now just after 11 p.m. the same night. As you can see, I've still got my good surgical gown on, and all my knickknacks hanging out of my hand. I've got to report absolutely no pain whatsoever at the moment. I've got the feeling back in my toes, in my legs. I can move those. They had been numb because of the nerve block. There's a general anaesthetic. There is the epidural blocker and the nerve blocker. So pretty much from the waist down you're wiped out and cannot feel anything. And they say it can last for up to 12 hours. I remember the last time on the first leg, the left knee, that felt like it was a long time, a lot longer than this, because I had this paranoid feeling of my legs are paralysed and I can't move them. What have they done? But all was good. It was just the nerve blocker, and that takes a long time to wear off. So I was in recovery. I ended up being in recovery for about 2 hours, chatting away to nurses and just lying there, basically just waiting for someone to get the ward room ready. Now in that room, it's because I ended up using private hospital cover for the room. I was given that option at reception. Ordinarily, I'd just go public, and they sort of offered it. You've got private insurance, why not use it on the room? Still cost nothing. It's all paid for by the insurance and Medicare, one of those. And so I thought, okay, give that a shot. And it's actually a single room, so there's just the window, me, and the door over there, and that's it. The big selling point, I've got to say, was you get a TV, which is included, but they didn't tell me that you have to pay extra for the TV to work. The TV just happens to be in the room, but that wasn't how they sold it to me, so I'm a little bit disappointed at that, just in case there's some footy on that I'm going to miss. However, we're not here to do that. We're here to recover, get better, and get out of this hospital bed ASAP. I think I'm in a good state to probably get out tomorrow. I doubt they will, but if I pass a few tests, and if I have no pain like I have now, that would be absolutely amazing. And I'd pretty much just walk out here by myself under my own steam, but I don't think that will happen. So we'll wait and see for the morning's doctor's rounds, probably around about another 12 hours away. So we'll keep you covered and let you know what is going on. But so far, day one is good. Operation went well, so I was told. The anaesthetic worked a treat. I didn't wake up during this last surgery. Well, I didn't actually wake up during the left knee either, but I was aroused by the noise of the actual saw cutting through the bone. I couldn't feel it, but I could hear it. But this time, and I did mention it to the anaesthetist, I think they might have upped the dosage ever so slightly, that I just went through the whole episode of surgery completely under and not feeling one bit of pain from that point till whenever that actually happens. But at the moment, no pain, so it's great. I'm loving it. So, all right, that's enough babbling for me for one day. We'll check in again probably tomorrow. You got the view from the window is a little bit more like a disco. It's unusual. Quick morning update. I've had about 4 hours sleep. I've got these pumps on my calves which make this annoying little noise. See if you can hear it. If I get closer to it, it's not going to do it. You've got there we go. You've got the click, and then the whir of the pump, and then the beep of the monitor when that's done, and then goes onto the other leg. There's a few seconds break between, so it's a little bit uncomfortable. Other than that, I got a few hours sleep and had my blood pressure taken quite regularly. The last one was after about 4 hours, 4.5 hours, I'd say, and that's come back as being quite low, 95/76. I usually do hover in the low numbers of for blood pressure testing, but 95 is a little bit on the lower side. Usually around a 120 is a good one for me. So I've got to hydrate, and she's going to come back, the nurse that is going to come back with medication soon, redo it again. So I think it happened after the last operation. I sort of dropped quite a bit during the first day of recovery, but otherwise the pain is okay. I can feel everything. I can move everything. You can generally feel from the top of the abdomen or the top of the hip area as it travels down towards the toes, the sensations come back, but I haven't really got any pain in my knee as yet. So it's all crepe bandaged up, very thick, bit hard to move, but I can slightly bend it. So that's a good thing. So I'm quite happy about not having too much pain at the moment, but that will come, I can assure you of that.
Good morning, Derek. What's happening today?
Today is still day one after surgery. It's been, what are we now, 6 hours, 18 hours, I think.
There's the bandage.
Yeah,
doesn't look too swollen even.
It's a lot better than that one when that came out of the oven. We're still looking at the first day after operation, and it's late afternoon, so it's 24 hours since coming out of recovery. As you can tell, I'm a little bit casually attired, and that is because throughout the day they've been suggesting, because I've been recovering amazingly well, much better than the left knee when I had that operated on 6 months ago, that I would be discharged today. However, there's a few hurdles that you've got to jump through, and well, I've done the walking frame, blitz that, did the crutches, blitz that, went up steps, blitz that, comfortable walking around, sitting down, doing squats, doing a number of exercises, completed all of those. Occupational therapy was amazed, was their words, about how well I'm sort of coming along. Really no pain on this particular operation compared to the left knee. That was quite painful, and obviously it split open, so that wouldn't have helped. But anyway, this knee is almost like nothing's happened to it. The quad is a little bit painful, but that's understandable. But the one test I had to pass was the wee test, being able to empty my bladder to a level of 200 millilitres. And I've just successfully done that. It took me almost 3.6 litres of fluid to release 200 mil in my wee. But that's all I needed to do, and I've passed that. The girls have now gone off to find a doctor to obviously put a signature to something. I still haven't got my medication from the pharmacy. They take extremely, they're apparently overworked and they take a long time. And their signage does, I've been there before, and their signage does say 2 hours minimum for any prescription to be filled. So I'm waiting for that to come up to the room. I'm not sure if it will or if I have to collect it. And I'm waiting for a sign off on some paperwork. So it's looking promising that I'm going to be out 24 hours later than the first knee operation, which was 5 days later. But that was a different circumstance. But this is almost miraculous recovery. So it's looking like I could be discharged within, well, a little bit over 24 hours since the operation, or since I came into recovery from the operation. So that is pretty good, in and out, an overnight stay. And yeah, the last time was 5 days, but if all goes well and the doctors sign off, I should be out of here within the hour, hopefully. Well, we have sign off and we've achieved, excuse my hiccups, I've had those for the majority of the day, trying to guzzle as much water and juice and coffee as I can, but the hiccups don't really want to go away. But anyway, I'm looking at a 24-hour turnaround from the operation to going home. So that's a bit of a first. And so I will report on how I progress shortly, or in a day or so, and keep you updated as to how knee number 2 went in comparison to the first knee. Okay, so today is the 4th day at home from hospital after being discharged the day after surgery, which was pretty good in my case, because last time, if you recall, it was about a 5-day stay in hospital due to the wound breaking open, but no problems this time. I've been pretty much doing nothing, but just compressing the quad as much as I can just to stretch that out. There's only little things that you can do really in these early days. I was going over the last video I did, and it was around about day 10 before I could lift my leg, and I think it's going to be about day 10. I just tried it then before I can do that. It's still very stiff. A lot of swelling. The quadricep seems to have swelled up more from this operation than the previous one. There's a fair amount of pain, not so much pain, but tightness, that sort of uncomfortable feeling in the top of the calf, which is apparently still all quadricep related. It could be sciatic nerve related as well. I did have an issue from 2 back operations previously that had numbed the right knee out from that nerve being damaged. It does feel extremely tight around the knee area, and I'm just wondering whether it's actually from that nerve damage that I'd had before. So we're going through the icing stages on the knee. We're getting a lot of ice on there, 20 minutes, 30 minutes or so, and then exercising, walking around. I'm using not a walking frame, but a mobile walker. A walker, basically, it's called a walker. It's got wheels. Used to be my mum's before she passed away, and it's come in handy a little bit around the house. That it's a little bit more convenient than grabbing the crutches, which are a little bit cumbersome to maneuver around furniture and so forth. The walker, it's a little bit easier to roll around and swivel, I find, and it also gives you the support leaning forward, and also you can hang on to it while you're doing knee bends and exercises like that as well. So that's all very good. So day 4, progressing slowly. And I know I've been through it before, and it was 6 months previously when I had the other operation on the left knee, and the swelling of that particular knee had improved dramatically. That was almost looking normal. So I know what I'm in for, and hopefully this one is going to be a better recovery, or a quicker recovery. Not that the left knee was a bad recovery in any way. I thought I got around quite well. I was in Bali after 3 months, and walking around the streets of Bali is not easy. If you've seen their pavements and their roads, it's a little bit up and down and all over the shop. But I think I'm fairly much on track to recover in a similar process as I did with the left knee. So let's have a look and see how we go. Tomorrow is day 14, 2 weeks from the surgery, and we're back into hospital to get the dressing changed. I'm not sure if they're going to put a new dressing on there or just leave it. It seems to have been okay. That it's been quite waterproof on this occasion. Last time was a little bit iffy because I had the vacuum dressing as well, and that was a little bit different, not as much coverage with the adhesive dressing on it. So we'll see what happens tomorrow, but tomorrow is going to be the big reveal after 14 days. And so far since my last little diary entry, there's been a couple of little issues. Pain relief, I've stopped most of I was on tapentadol, stopped those after about, I think it was 4 or 6 days. A sublingual tablet, which is, I think, a morphine based tablet. I had that on a number of occasions. I took it probably about 3 times, and I wasn't sure whether I was getting a skin sensitivity, particularly on my scalp and my arms, and I'm not sure whether it was from that. It was an uncomfortable feeling. I was able to get a relatively decent sleep from it though, but I since stopped taking it. I had one today actually, but I haven't had any post sensations, and looking on adverse reactions from that particular medication, it doesn't actually state that skin sensitivity is one of them, so maybe it was a combination of something else, I'm not sure. But one tablet that I have been taking with pretty good success is naproxen. I have used that for quite a number of years since my back operations. It's a non-steroidal anti-inflammation tablet. And that worked quite well when I first took it. I'm building up a little bit of immunity to it. I think I have it every 2 days. Don't like to take it more than that because it does have some effect on your liver, and we need to keep our livers in good shape. But I did have one night where I was in complete discomfort. I won't say pain or anything like that, but discomfort. I had terrible sensitivity around the knee area. It is also still quite tender to touch, so I was trying to sleep on my side with a pillow and all of that sort of thing, but could not find a position that was comfortable enough. We do have a Temper bed, which is like a hospital bed. It raises up and down, feet and head. So I was trying to get into comfortable positions and was finding it really awkward. So I had one particular night which was quite bad, had the naproxen the day after and felt really good. And since then I've battled through, still sleeping on the back and trying to get as much sleep in as normally during a night time. I do have the occasional nap in front of the TV late afternoon, early evening. I tend to just nod off. And whether that is upsetting the sleep pattern for a decent night's sleep as well, I'm not sure. It might have something to do with it, but anyway, I'm getting a little bit of sleep here and there. But other than that, that's about the downside to it, is sleeping on the back and trying to get a comfortable position. Now, I've been walking around, and the tightness around the quadricep that I've mentioned earlier is not quite as pronounced, which I thought was the sciatic nerve issue that I had from the back operations before. Whether that's going to clear up in time, I'm not sure. Time will tell, obviously, but other than that, it's been a normal process of getting through that first 2 weeks, which is a bit of a grind. It's not the easiest time of your life, and I've been persevering with it and trying not to whinge too much for my nurse, who's been doing a great job looking after me, giving me all the right tablets. And now some of the tablets that we have been on, as I mentioned, there was tapentadol, which we have stopped. that course ran out that I had from the hospital. There is a reflux tablet, which is purely for, I think, for any particular pain relief medication that I'm taking. It settles the stomach acids and therefore does not cause a reflux action. I did have that actually during my hospital stay, but that since has stopped completely, and I'm assuming it's because of those tablets, so I'm taking those daily. Still on aspirin, still got another few weeks of that left, obviously for thinning of the blood. Supplies a little bit of pain relief, but not a great deal. Panamax and Panadol Osteo is fairly much, pretty much the main pain relief tablets that I'm on. Panamax I'm not a big fan of. I don't see it doing a great deal, but the Panadol Osteo, I'm trying to mentally put myself into the situation that this is working and it's doing a good job. I think it is. I did actually have a TMD situation, and I think it might be from osteoarthritis in my jaw where it was dislocating. This is months ago, and it's been on and off, and I had this little sharp stabbing pain through my ear that I felt through my ear, then it moved up to my head, and I went and visited the doctor, and he agreed that it's probably a TMD situation, which they settled down by themselves, and he suggested the Panadol Osteo would also help that, and I think it has. So I'm thinking that is doing something at least, and when I'm doing nothing, sitting comfortably, I'm pretty much pain-free. As I was with the left knee, that really didn't hinder me a great deal as long as I didn't do anything. As soon as I do a little bit of exercise, yeah, you certainly feel it. But it's to be expected, I think. And so all is progressing along nicely, I guess. It's been 2 weeks, and so I'm thinking it's half a month. So I'm working off in little chunks of a month. So it's sort of just a mental barrier that I'm hurdling to get me to a position where I know that I've recuperated enough that I don't need the crutches anymore. I can stand by myself, walk by myself, and get along by myself pretty well. So, and I know that after 3 months I was feeling quite good and getting around the streets of Bali, and so I've only got another 2.5 months to go to feel the same as that. So it's not a long time really, so I think I'm doing quite well. So we'll go to the hospital, get the dressing looked at, get the knee looked at, and address it from there. Address it or dress it, redress it, and see what happens.
Good morning, Derek. What is happening here?
This is the orthopaedic clinic, and hopefully getting a new dressing or getting this one taken off.
Yep.
And getting the big reveal.
Excellent.
Sometimes the dressings is messy.
Yeah.
And the cut is small. I tell you, that's one of these, I guess. There's a bit of a cut. Yeah, but it looks good. Looks healthy.
No. Oh, the dressing's off. There it is, looking good.
Big reveal.
How exciting.
Yeah.
Does it feel
A
good?
bit sort of bruised. Yeah. No, it feels better without it on. Yeah. Not quite as robust as the original one after surgery, so it will peel off. And I remember last time we had these tapes on this knee, that they actually peeled off and peeled the whole thing off. But she did say, what are we now, Thursday? Leave it on for about 4 or 5 days and you can take it off, and that's just compression in the quad.
And exactly 2 weeks today.
Exactly
since you had it
2
done.
weeks today.
So you're doing well and you're all on track.
Yeah, pretty much. We're all going okay, and I wish all the best to all of you having your operations and going through recovery. That life is pretty good after your knee operations.